Chapter 9. By that evening, Thomas Marvel had left Epping far behind. He trudged wearily along the road, his arms loaded down with 3 books tied together and a bundle wrapped in a blue tablecloth. At every turn in the road, he peered eagerly around him, hoping for a chance to escape. But the invisible man seemed to sense what Marvel was thinking. And every so often, invisible hands beat down on the tramp's shoulders, and a voice warned, "If you try to escape from me, I swear I'll kill you." "I'm not trying to run away, I swear," protested Marvel tearfully. I don't know these roads, and I don't want to get lost." "It's bad enough those fools in Epping know I'm invisible and my secret will soon be in the newspapers. Now, everyone everywhere will be looking for me. I must keep you with me to do what needs to be done. But I'm weak. I'm of no use to ye. I'd only ruin any plans ye may make." "You'd better not," warned the voice. "Just follow my orders and you won't get hurt. I don't need that bundle of clothing and the tablecloth any longer, so toss it away by the side of the road. But you'd better guard my books with your life." They walked most of the night, stopping only for a few hours to rest under some trees. The next morning they arrived at the small seaside town of Port Stowe, where they waited for the bank to open. Then, while the streets were still fairly empty, Marvel stood outside the bank and watched as money came flying through the air from inside the building and found its way into his coat and trousers pockets. Then he hurried away. When he was a safe distance from the bank, fear and exhaustion forced him to drop onto a bench outside a small inn. He laid the books on the bench beside him. He hadn't been seated for long when an old sea captain came out of the inn and sat down beside him. Although the captain pretended to be reading his newspaper, his interest was roused by the books on the bench and by Marvel's bulging pockets. "Amazing story in the newspaper," said the old captain. "Seems there's an invisible man loose around these parts." "No!" exclaimed Marvel. "You can't really believe in such things. I don't." "Well, if the newspaper says it's happening, it must be true." "What did they say he's doing?" "Everything. It says here he was discovered to be invisible when bandages were torn off his head during a fight, and there was no head underneath them. Then the bloke tore off his clothes and got away 'cause no one could see him. That's astounding, and he just escaped, just like that. Did he have any pals helping him, does it say?" "Doesn't say. But they think he took the road here to Port Stowe. Why, just think, man. If he was here and decided to rob you, you couldn't stop him 'cause you couldn't see him. And neither could the police." All the while the captain was talking, Marvel was glancing around him, listening for footsteps or any movements that would tell him where the invisible man was. But hearing nothing, he felt safe. Perhaps this was his chance to escape. So he bent his head toward the sea captain and whispered, "Fact is, I know a thing or two about the invisible man, and they're astonishing things." "Indeed? Tell me," cried the sea captain. "The fact is," Marvel began eagerly, "that Ow!" With that he gave a long, loud moan of pain and put his hand up to his left ear, which had just been smacked hard. Then, to explain away his mysterious "oh," he quickly sobbed, "It's my tooth. It's aching real bad. Gotta be going now." And he picked up the books and hurried away from the bench. "But the invisible man!" the sea captain called after him. "Not a word of it is true. I knew the chap who started that rumor, and he convinced the papers that it really happened." "Why, you little pot-bellied old fool! letting me go on believing that you really knew something. Why, I've got a mind to... But by now, Marvel was being pulled along the road with rough jerks by an invisible hand on his shoulder and arm.